Corporate level strategy. Corporate level strategy involves the organization as a whole. It identifies which markets and industries the organization should operate in and which set of businesses should operate in them based on competencies and resources. The corporate level strategy also plans how the distribution of corporate resources will be spread among these businesses. These are also known as growth strategies. The four types of corporate strategy ranges from very specialized to highly diverse. Concentration strategy focuses on a single business competing in a single industry. A growth strategy where the firm concentrates on its primary line of business. It looks for ways to meet its growth objectives through increasing its level of operation in this primary business. When a single business organization pursues growth, it is using the concentration strategy. For example, from the food retailing industry, Kroger Safeway in the US pursue concentration strategy. The advantage of concentration strategy is that the organization becomes very good at what it does as it doubles down on its core competency. The drawbacks of the concentration are that the organization is vulnerable to industry and other external environmental shifts. Another disadvantage of concentration strategy is that it is used by both small-sized and large organizations. Frequently, companies pursue concentration strategies to gain entry into an industry when industry-wide growth is good or when the company has a narrow range of competencies. Concentration strategy is employed by companies such as Martin & Company, Domino's Pizza, Delta Airlines, FedEx, and Old Chunky. Vertical integration. Where a single industry is focused but the corporation expands to encompass both the supply and distribution of a product or service. This strategy involves expanding the domain of the organization into supply channels or to distributors. It is considered as a growth strategy because the firm's operations are expanded beyond its primary business. This strategy emphasizes the full value chain of a good or service. At one time, Henry Ford had fully integrated his company from the ore mines needed to make steel all the way to the showrooms where his cars were sold. Vertical integration generally is used to eliminate uncertainties and reduce costs associated with suppliers and distributors. An organization's attempt to gain control of its inputs or suppliers, referred to as backwards integration, its downstream outputs or distributors, referred to as forward integration, or both. The purpose is to reduce resource acquisition costs and deal with inefficient operations. This is also called reducing transaction costs. Some benefits of this strategy are reduced purchasing and selling costs, improved coordination of functions and capabilities, and protected proprietary technology. At the same time, the costs that are incurred from this strategy will be A. Reduced flexibility as the firm is locked into products and technology. B. Create an exit barrier due to the existence of assets that are hard to sell. C. Difficulties in integrating various operations, incompatible processes. And D. Large financial costs to acquire suppliers, distributors, or starting up. Let's look at an example of expansion of a firm into different steps along its production path or supply chain. A vertically integrated produce company might hold a farm, grain grocery, and a produce distribution business. A farm's acquisition or distributorship would constitute forward integration, while the green groceries launch of distributorship, that is supplier, be considered backward integration. A British Columbian farmer in 2000 established his own organic feed business, launched his own food brand and grocery store. He made this brand succeed by giving it a special identity. Reflect for a moment on a local example. How is vertical integration adopted by NTUC FairPrice in Singapore? Diversification strategies are growth strategies that expand upon the initial business operations into other industries. Two major types of diversification strategy exist. These are concentric diversification, also known as related diversification, and conglomerate diversification, or unrelated diversification. Related and unrelated are relative terms depending on the relationship and potential crossover between an organization's main business and its expansion business. But let us look at why do firms diversify in the first place. Firms diversify to increase sales and profitability beyond what its core businesses can provide. Managers have increased compensation for managing more businesses. It brings a firm managerial hubris, pride or status that come from managing a large business. It also helps them fully utilize existing resources and capabilities to acquire new skills or competencies in sales and marketing, general management skills and knowledge, distribution channels, etc. Firms diversify to reduce risk, that is, escape from socially unattractive or undesirable industries such as tobacco and oil companies, and improve the stability of profit flows. Firms diversify to make use of surplus cash flows. Large cash balances attract corporate raiders. They use cash balances to avoid hostile takeovers. Firms diversify to build shareholder value and create synergy among the businesses of a firm. Concentric diversification involves expanding to related business to the original business core competency. Companies' capabilities are transferable across the different products, markets, and technologies because the businesses are related to each other. The existing skills and resources can be used to create synergy. Some examples of organizations that has adopted concentric diversification are to gain a foothold into a new market. For example, Google purchased part of Xinlei, a Chinese website which allowed the Chinese website to use Google's search capabilities while giving Google direct access to China's internet users. Three of BreadTalk's core competencies, bakery, restaurant, and food atrium, are complementary with each other. Food industries expand to hospitality and beverage industries as the service nature of the business is compatible. Conglomerate diversification seeks to add new, unrelated businesses to the corporation to increase the diversity of a corporation's portfolio of businesses. An example will be General Electric Corporation had diversified from its original base in electrical and home appliance products to such as wide-ranging industries as health, finance, insurance, and air transportation. The advantages are business risk spread over different industries, efficient allocation of capital resources, stability of profits, enhanced shareholder value. The disadvantages are difficulties of competently managing many diverse businesses, no strategic fits which can be leveraged into competitive advantage. To reiterate the four corporate level strategies, the concentration strategy focuses on a single business competing in a single industry. Vertical integration expands the organization to include the upstream supply chain and the downstream distribution channels. Diversification strategies are concentric diversification involves moving into new businesses that are related to the company's original core business. And conglomerate diversification involves expansion into unrelated businesses.